This is Regis program, and you're tuning into True School Sports.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, the DR's very own Boxeo Dominicano, the Dominican Republic, looks to continue its hot streak, its incredible run in boxing this year. Truthfully, this year has been the year of the Dominican fighter, and probably the guy most people would say is the most talented Dominican fighter out of all of them. One that's garnered the most hype, the one that's received the most attention over the last couple of years has been none other than Michel Rivera, one of the top contenders in the lightweight division, with one of the best jabs in the lightweight division. Now, Michel Rivera, he's been angling towards fighting Gervonta Davis. That's a fight that looks to be on PBC's radar as a fight to make within the near future. We know that Gervonta Davis isn't going to fight any of the big names like Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson or Teofimo Lopez, who are not signed under the Al Haymon PBC umbrella. So you gotta look at who are some of the names that PBC is trying to build up for him, and this guy is one of them. Michel Rivera is one of them, along with Frank Martin. Now, Michel Rivera will be taking on a good opponent, a guy that may not be known to a lot of boxing fans, but he's known to me. And Jerry Perez. Now, shout out to Jerry Perez. Jerry Perez is a guy that his last fight he actually wound up stopping one of my very close friends. Shout out to Eric Lantis Jr. He's on the way back. He's on the way back on the come up, rebuilding himself, and I'm doing what I can to help him in that process. But yeah, Jerry Perez fought Eric Lantis Jr. In a 6th rounder. He stopped him in the 5th. Dropped him a couple times. Good fighter, durable, tough, throws a lot of punches. Gonna be a good fight. Michel Rivera is a guy that in his career he's been dropped before. John Fernandez, I believe it was John Fernandez, dropped him. And so for all the skills Michel Rivera has, he's a very technical boxer, got one of the best jabs in the division, but he's a guy that the chin has been called into question. And this is a fight against a fighter in Jerry Perez who's proven he can punch. And the only name that most boxing fans will know that Jerry Perez fought is Frank Martin. And Frank Martin stopped Jerry Perez. So it actually shows you the level that Frank Martin's at, that he's at a good level in boxing. So with that being said, I like this fight because, for one, it keeps Michel Rivera busy and it keeps him active. It puts him in there with a tough opponent that is going to come to win. An opponent that is not going to be fearful. He's not going to be gun shy. He's going to be going in there looking for the knockout. And this is a fight where I'm going to come out. I'm going to get out in front of it now and say it now. If you're Michel Rivera, you cannot overlook Jerry Perez. You cannot, get sidetracked with the Gervonta Davis talk, because this guy, yeah, he has a loss, but that's the Frank Martin, who's one of the top, 10 to 15 guys in the division. He's at a good level. All this kid's, most of this kid's wins in his career have been by knockout, and Michel Rivera does have those questions about his chin. So it's imperative. It's of the utmost importance that he goes out there and not just wins, but I say make a statement, because this is going to be on a big card. Michel Rivera, I think, is fighting at a great time where a lot of attention has now been placed on Dominican fighters because of what Hector Luis Garcia has done, because of what Edwin De Los Santos has done, because of what Alberto Puello has done, becoming champion. Dominican boxing is just absolutely on fire right now, and he needs to keep it going. He needs to keep flying that flag for the Dominican Republic. And Jerry Perez, as far as him, this is what boxing's about. I mean, I know Perez isn't ranked, but all you can do as a fighter is ask for opportunities to prove yourself. He's been at this level one time before when he fought Frank Martin. Frank Martin absolutely iced him. But one thing about Jerry Perez, from a little bit I do know about him, because he's got quite a bit of a reputation on the West Coast. One of my friends did fight him, and Eric Lantis Jr. So I know a little bit about him. I know what he brings to the table. A lot of people are saying too that this fight is random, and I don't think it's random, because you got to remember, Eric Lantis Jr., who was Jerry Perez's last opponent, is stablemates with Michel Rivera. So, they have that working relationship with that gym, PBC. So he's fighting another one of the stablemates in Michel Rivera. But as far as Jerry Perez is concerned, he's getting his opportunity to make a statement in the lightweight division, to stick his flag in the ground and let the world know who he is. And this is what boxing's all about. You know, tomorrow's somebodies are today's nobodies. There's fighters everywhere around the world training their asses off for that one opportunity to prove the character that they have, to prove that they have what it takes to perform at the next level, and he's getting his chance against Michel Rivera. So there really is nothing to lose with Jerry Perez. He already has a loss on his record, so he's not trying to protect his O. He not really a whole lot is expected of him. The pressure is really on Michel Rivera because Michel Rivera's stock is going up in the boxing world. With every fight that he wins, he gets closer and closer and closer to getting that Gervonta Davis fight, to getting a big fight in the sport. Maybe and if not against Gervonta Davis, maybe he could fight Frank Martin. You know, Frank Martin. I don't know what round did he stop Jerry Perez in? He stopped Jerry Perez in. I don't got it in front of me, but I think it was like 7 rounds or something like that. So it's a chance for Michel Rivera to measure what he can do against Frank Martin, because if he can win, that's great. That's obviously the most important thing. But if he can do better than Frank Martin, that's a feather in his cap, and it might make PBC feel more confident about making a fight between those two happen. So there are some storylines going into this fight. You know, you got Michel Rivera pressing for a Gervonta Davis fight, staying active in 2022, trying to keep the momentum of Dominican boxing going. You got the fact that this is a common opponent with Frank Martin, so this could be something that's looked at by PBC as far as making a fight between those two in 2023. And then you also got this kid Jerry Perez, who in Southern California on the West Coast has been knocking out a lot of people, decent fighters as well. You know, building up a good reputation for himself. Now getting the big shot, getting his shot at the brass ring, getting his shot at glory to prove himself. So yeah, man. The fight that I was looking forward to on this card was initially the Subriel Matias versus Jeremias Ponte fight, as far as the undercard is concerned. But now this is kind of taking that spot, and I'm really excited about what this fight could potentially be, because it's a slick boxer with a great jab, Michel Rivera, against a dangerous pressure fighter in Jerry Perez. So I think it has the makings of a good fight. So yeah, that's the news. Michel Rivera fighting on the Wilder versus Helenius undercard against the very hungry and determined Jerry Perez. So leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching True School Sports.
No, follow this kid.
Oh.
You know, he's a true, it's a young, true, passionate person who follows boxing. He wakes up thinking about boxing and he goes to sleep thinking about boxing.
This is true.
Good kid, good man, and looking forward to seeing him everywhere in the boxing world.
Hey man, if you ain't subscribed to True School Sports, you fucking up, man. Make sure you subscribe, bro.
Fucking up big time.
Make sure, man.